Hi, it's Alexis.
And Christian from Tiny House Expedition. And we built our tiny house way back in 2014.
With the help of friends and family, over 9 months of ups and downs and trial and error, it was all worth it in the end.
We built a cozy custom home of our own that led us to an adventure of a lifetime. And now we're working on a shuttle bus conversion.
In our DIY Tiny Home Build Stories series, we hope to inspire and empower you to take on your own build by yourself or with help.
I needed help. I definitely needed help.
Hi, I'm Danielle. This is my DIY tiny house located in Sisters, Oregon. The build experience was just that, a big experience. I would say a lot of blood, sweat, and literal tears went into it. I didn't have any building experience going into it. My house is very DIY, didn't use any plans. My uncle helped me, he's an artist, so he's very much just visual. Like, basically the whole roof line of the house is based on this one window that I found used at the Restore. So the process was very as you go, like just design around different pieces that you like. I had a general idea about what I wanted the design to be. I wanted the bathroom to be in the back. I wanted the door to be on the long end. I mean, there's only so many ways you can build them. But it was a definite learning experience. I would get on a roll and make a lot of progress and get really excited, and then I'd be stuck on something for a month where I was not sure what material I wanted to use or how to do it. I did hire a few things out. I got my rough plumbing done by a plumber. Somebody came and wired my electric box. But I did like all the rough electric myself. That was amazing to learn. It's super simple and anybody can do it, and electricians are really expensive. I did the roof myself. That was a huge accomplishment. That was something that I was really stuck on for a while, and then just getting the roof on there made it just feel like, okay, now it's like weatherproof, and that was one of the biggest hurdles that I got over that was really exciting. It's really empowering to just do it because now I have those skills. I would say that I'm not a natural builder. It does not come naturally to me. I didn't build this house and just get some fire sparked in me like I want to build a bunch of stuff. I don't like building. So that's something I learned that's not natural. I don't really enjoy it that much. I don't really do many building projects now, but there are some DIY stuff that I feel like I can do, just having the skills and the experience using power tools even. Another one of my favorite features of my house are these cedar shakes. I was inspired when I was at the Oregon coast by all the houses there that had cedar shakes as their siding, and I knew I wanted to do that. So that was one of my splurges in building my house. So the process for putting up these shingles was very tedious, but very rewarding in the end. I actually individually dipped each shingle into the stain and then hung them on a line. So they're actually double stained. So hopefully they'll last for a long time. Each shingle was individually placed, and this was before I had a pneumatic gun, so individually hammered. And I really like the staggered look versus the straight lines. I had saved up I probably had about $15,000 in the bank saved when I moved here. And then when I moved here, I didn't get a job right away. So I did have a lump sum, so I was able to buy the trailer, but then I got a job, and then I didn't have a big time crunch to finish my house, which is huge, because then I could just kind of start to pay as I went. So I didn't have to take out any loans to build it or borrow any money. I just was able to do it as I went. And if you don't have a time crunch, then you can just kind of do projects as you have the income coming in. I did a really good job keeping track of my spending in the beginning, and then towards the end just kind of fell to the wayside. But I estimate I spent probably between 20 and 25K. There were a few really big purchases that jacked the price up. I bought a brand new trailer from Iron Eagle that was made specific for tiny houses. That was like $4,200. And then my siding was new. That was probably like $600. There are some things that I did splurge on a little bit, but overall, I'd say probably at least 50 to 75% of my building materials are used. So I was super thrifty. I went to the Restore multiple times a week, just collected things. Like maybe I wasn't on that part of the build yet, but I just thought, I'll use this down the line. The floor, I sent out a letter to my neighbors. I live in an area where there's big lots and people have kind of stuff laying around. So I just asked if people had extra building materials that I could haul off for free. And so somebody contacted me, so I got all my floors for free and a lot of my siding. Just people have piles of wood. So this trim on my cabinets was one of those things that was a really great idea in theory, but didn't hold out over time. So I had just like kind of glued rocks and like pretty things and put grout in there, but over the years it's just starting to fall off. So that's one of those someday projects. The reason why I haven't fixed it is because eventually I'm gonna want to redo this cabinet. I like the look of it, I like the colors, but because it was a wall mounted cabinet, it actually doesn't go all the way back to the wall. So it is a lot of wasted space back there that I'd like to utilize. This is my loft space. The bed is just a full-size futon mattress that I found on Amazon that I've been sleeping on for a long time. I actually ended up putting a memory foam topper on it too. There's not quite enough space to put a full-size mattress up here, so that's why I need to cut down on the depth of it. Definitely, if I were to design my house again and start over, I would have just bumped up the ceiling and done a dormer and had it be this high the whole way across. If I were to give advice to somebody else wanting to build a tiny house, I would definitely just say be flexible. It's gonna take more time and money than you expect, probably. Take your time. I wouldn't want to be on any kind of time crunch to get it done. Pool your resources. Find your network who can help you complete each task. Don't build your house based on like somebody else's experience with their house. Like build it totally specific to your needs. And every project that you finish before you move into your house is like a little gift that you give yourself. I was so anxious to move into my house. I moved in when it was just the loft finished. Like nothing down here was done. I moved like a little rack for my clothes and the first thing here was like put a drain in so I could like have a little water container, like running water. But when you're living in the space and trying to, especially with such a small space and trying to work on the projects, it's like you're always working in like a building zone. So I definitely would recommend like getting as much stuff done before you move into your house.
Hey, it's Alexis again.
And Christian from Tiny House Expedition. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And to watch the full tour of the DIY tiny home you just learned about, click over here.